Hey guys, it's Angie. Today we're going to be doing the exit wound of a bullet wound, and I do hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Let's get started. I'm going to be using a new technique for this tutorial, and it's going to be using saran wrap. So I started off by cutting a 2" by 2" square. Size is approximate, use whatever you think is going to work. And then I'm going to place that on top of some Pros-Aid. I have dabbed some Pros-Aid onto the skin. And normally I like to work with Pros-Aid when it's dried a little bit. It is a contact adhesive, which means it will stick better once it's, dried. But for this one, I'm leaving it wet because I want to be able to move the saran wrap around. After dabbing that on, I'm going to grab that square of saran wrap and place it onto the Pros-Aid using tweezers. I like tweezers because they don't get your fingers don't get sticky. This process can be a bit frustrating because cling wrap or saran wrap is very clingy and glue is very sticky, so take your time and kind of just mold it into the shape that you want. Then I took a pair of scissors and cut off any excess saran wrap. And next I went in with a little bit more Pros-Aid and dabbed it on top of the edges as well as the rest of the saran wrap. Now we have the fun and very sticky part. We're going to create a circular hole in the middle of the wound using a spatula. Basically what you do is you take your spatula and you stick it in the center and twist. It's kind of like a saran wrap tornado. Think Saran-nado. That'll be the hashtag of this video. Hashtag Saran-nado in the comments. But yeah, you're just creating a circular hole in the center of the wound. That's where the bullet has come through the flesh. To create kind of chunks of skin or ripped flesh, I'm going to be using my Plasto wax from Makeup Forever. You could use nose and scar wax, you could use 3rd degree, it's really up to you. But I'm going to start blending that to the edges of the wound. And it's good because you have a layer of Pros-Aid underneath that's going to help the wax stick to the skin. There's no real rhyme or reason or pattern for this. I'm just grabbing big chunks of the wax and smearing it onto the skin and blending it down into the skin. You do want the skin to blend very nicely into the wax, but for the edges of it, you want it to kind of be peeled up or look like it's been ripped open. After you smooth the wax out into the skin, you want to go ahead and apply a skin texture. I like to use a sponge for this. Wax picks up texture very well, and you just lightly dab the sponge around the wax. Now I'm applying a thin layer of liquid latex to the entirety of the wound, keeping the latex very thin on the outer edges of the wound, and then also covering the saran wrap on the inside of the wound. Saran wrap doesn't accept makeup, so when you apply the latex on top, it's going to give a base for the makeup to stick to. Once the latex is dry, you want to go ahead and powder it. You could use your face powder or a translucent powder, whichever you prefer. To color the exit wound, I'm going to be using some reds, and these are from PPI, and the color that I'm using is from the complexion palette. It's called Murder, and I'm going to be applying that around the edges of the wound, pretty much all over the inside of the wound. And I'm also going to be using a color called Capillary, which is a darker red. It's going to add depth and dimension, and I'm going to apply that capillary color around the inner circle or the circular hole that I've created inside the wound. The inner circle of the Saran-nado. I should talk southern like. You're going to color that Saran-nado for you with that capillary color. You see it right there? That's what you're doing. That's what I'm doing right there. Next, I'm using a Q-tip and applying that capillary and that murder color to the outer edges of the wound. I want the wound to look angry and irritated, so that's why I'm breaking up the skin tone a bit. I thought it would be fun to add even more gross texture, so I'm going to be using this drying paste from Fleet Street in the color Blood. Basically, this is like, I don't know, blood clots in a jar. It sounds really gross, but yeah, it's a paste that you smear inside of things to create texture. So I'm just adding that to the interior, into the deepest portions of the wound. Looks real nasty, y'all. I sound like Paula Deen, oh my god. Paula Deen's Saran-nado. This video's gone out of control, I think. And the last step is to add a bit of KY jelly for that wetness effect. So yeah, that wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed this exit wound tutorial. If you've seen the entry wound tutorial, thank you for watching. If not, I'll have it linked at the end of this video. Also, make sure to check out other FX tutorials on the series. I do have more coming up. And for Halloween, please leave me some suggestions or comments or questions or requests for what you want to see on my channel. Halloween is the best time of year, and it's the most wonderful time of the year. And I'm so excited to do. I'm so excited. I can't even get proper syllables in there. But yeah, I'm excited for this Halloween, and I hope you guys are ready for some cool makeups. Otherwise, please give this video a thumbs up. Join me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And that's it for me. Thanks guys for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.